Hello, welcome back to another video, this time raining, of course it is, when I'm trying to record a video, over here in Faena, the planet that was added as part of the cosmic exploration in 7.31. Today we're looking at yet again another mount. We've looked at the other two. There's one more left to acquire from this particular patch, and it is the Interstellar Dhalmel whistle. This is something that I've been pretty, excited for ever since I saw it on the patch notes, and also on the special site the other day, which is a Dhalmel, which is a large giraffe type creature, but it's a space giraffe. So this will cost you 29,000 Cosmo credits. If you've got some Cosmo credits left over from the moon, they are the same currency. There's a bunch of new items that you can obtain from this vendor to work towards, including new emotes, etc. And most of this stuff is market tradable, including the Dhalmel here, which obviously will go down in price as more people spend their Cosmo credits on it and more people log on and start working towards their cosmic tools, which has also been upgraded in this patch. So let's go look at the Interstellar Dhalmel. Dhalmels have existed in the game for quite some time, and back in Heavensward, I think this is where we first saw Dhalmels. More recently, we had a Dhalmel mount added to the game, which, scaled with the size of your character, which was rather hilarious. But now we've got the Interstellar Dhalmel, which looks like this, which in my opinion has a quite big resemblance to that of a long neck from Horizon, that video game series. It's not really any surprise then that that would be an influence for this. It looks pretty awesome. It is basically a Dhalmel in a suit. So let's briefly hop into the Grand Cosmos on Explorer mode. So we have our proper visual representation in proper daylight. That doesn't change. This then is the mount text for this particular mount. It says, "Summon forth your interstellar Dhalmel and ride it boldly where no Dhalmel has gone before." Amazing. This Dhalmel was a subject in adaptability testing for life forms native to Etheris. As this kind is found in multifarious lands, from arid wastes to floating isles, they are believed to be highly adaptable, and it is hoped that they will also thrive in interstellar environments. Well, let's hope they do, or they're pretty much toast, aren't they? The hidden text, if you highlight over it, which is a big quote: "If some ill misfortune befalls you, say you're trampled by the Dhalmels, know that your remains will not go to waste." A quote there of Teliun. The more I look at it, the more I want to go and play the Horizon video games again. At least the first one. I never completed it, actually, but I did like the sort of augmentation of metal over flesh, and it seems that we're doing the same in cosmic exploration now. So I wonder what other creatures will get a reskin and an upgrade with futuristic, robotic augments in the future. Hopefully they don't go too ham. I would like to see some robotic versions of maybe some wolf mounts or something. That'd be cool. Or horses or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's a typical Dhalmel skin. So you've got that long back there. Unfortunately, this is not a two-player mount. That's another missed opportunity. You could fit someone right on the back of those legs, shouldn't you? That would be doable. It's absolutely awesome, though. And who doesn't want a space giraffe? Of course, the mount is basically going to move the same way as all of the other Dhalmels, treading very weirdly in the sky if you take to the sky. It's pretty great, isn't it? I don't think there's a glide animation associated with it. Oh, no, there we go. There's the glide animation. Okay, I was surprised that it didn't kick in before then, but it is a bit freaky, a little bit weird, something a little bit special that I don't think anyone really expected, did they, to be perfectly honest. The Space Giraffe's music, then, is the Stellar Mission music, which is awesome. I'm so glad they didn't skimp out on the music. If I listen to the Palace of the Dead music one more time on one of these generic mounts, I think I'll explode. I understand why there's limitations, but it's so nice to have content associated music, actually attached to the mount that you're summoning. So I'm happy with that personally. It's certainly not the most expensive thing. It's certainly one of the more accessible. It is, vendor purchased. I wouldn't spend any gil on the market board if I were you. I would simply save up the Cosmo credits. Cosmo credits are pretty easy to obtain. and a nice little extra reward. Out of the 3 mounts in this patch, I think this is probably the weakest out of them, and that's saying something. I think it's pretty cool, but I am definitely a bigger fan of the dump truck, and of course the hoverboard, which, I mean, that's just going to be hours of fun skating around. But yeah, this is a nice one. I like the holographic details. You might not like reskins, but I think that this is perfectly reasonable. And yeah, it's just hilarious, isn't it? The fact that out of all of the creatures they could have taken to this other planet, they decided to take Dhalmels. Just the logic of the Leporites. It really is something else. Anyway, let me know if you're going to get this one yet. Probably a few of you have already got it. Try and make some gil off the market board whilst people, you know, who don't touch the content want to get access to some of the new stuff. And yeah, hopefully you can grab this one soon. Much love, more videos on the way from 7.31, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.